ベトナム航空349便 AM
チェンナイレイよりお客様の呼び出しを申し上げます。チェンナイエアライン試合151時にて台北までご出発の
番号5のお客様はただいまからご搭乗ください。ただいまグループ番号5のお客様にご搭乗の注文passengers in group 5 to board. We are now boarding group 5.
グラブもよう使わなくし前の方でいいやしてたな
假如行李櫃已滿，請將行李櫃關上。多謝。
各位旅客，根据安全条例规定，所有使
Ms. Rosa, your in-flight service manager. On behalf of Cathay Pacific, I'd like to warmly welcome you on board the Cathay Pacific.
Your safety is important to us, so please take a few minutes to watch the following video as we present the safety features of this aircraft.
你嘅安全對我哋嚟講非常重要，請用幾分鐘留意呢段短片。
You can stow any hand luggage or large items into your bag compartments for takeoff and landing.
如果你有隨身攜帶手提行李或大型物件，喺起飛同降落前，請確保放喺行李櫃裏面。傳送設備。
If your electronic device becomes trapped in your
戴
seat,
面罩，再去照顧其他人。
your life
查
jacket
閱你嘅安全指示卡，了解緊急事故嘅逃生程序。
Now that we're almost ready for takeoff, make sure your tray table and TV are put away. Your seat should now be in the upright position and your seatbelt fastened.
我哋即將起飛，請確保你嘅接台同電視已經收好，將椅背校直同扣好安全帶。
Finally, and just as importantly,
最後祝各位旅途愉快。
enjoy the journey.
Cabin crew, please prepare door for departure and cross-check.
大型犬用铁路直接到达釜山4号。请在你的Welcome to our home, Hong Kong. For your safety, please remain seated with the seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign has been turned off. Be careful when open. 各位欢迎来到我们香港，为确保安全，请您留在座位上，并扣好安全带，直到安全带指示灯熄灭为止。当您打开行李柜时，责任是电子系统两部最大后上地勤人员查询。高兴能在本次航班上为您服务，感谢您选择华语家的服务大餐馆。
中短站，請所有乘客落車，多謝。This is the terminus. All
到达终点站，请所有乘客下车，谢谢。
請。
列車即將到達。The train is approaching。列車即將到。
乘客下车，谢谢。Please stand clear of train door. 靠近车门的企业不及投诉。
신천세코에 가는 여객에서는 3호 출구에 승선
3番に乗り込んでください。
신천세코에 가는 여객에서는 3호 출구에 승선해 주십시오. 대단히 감사합니다.
请注意前往深圳蛇口的旅客，请到3号泊位登船。Please go to gate number 3 for boarding. Thank you.
請注意前往深圳蛇口嘅旅客，請到3。
危險啊嘛！